Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flannel channel. I'm Philip, and I'm glad you're here. A while back, I posed the question, what is a large car? And I asked several big names in the trucking industry, and I asked you guys on social media. And I got some massive responses. It was great. Fun video to put together. I'm excited to share this with you guys. Some of these answers might surprise you. Stick around. Let's do this. The idea for this video and an article in LargeCar magazine came to me about a month ago. I was having a pleasant conversation with a lady at church, and she inquired about my line of work. I told her that I wear a lot of different hats, and I rattled off some of my employers. She politely nodded along, and it wasn't until I said, I also write for LargeCar magazine. With a puzzled look on her face, she asked me, what's a large car? Are they the older cars that were really big, like when I was learning how to drive? Well, it made complete sense that she assumed the term large car was an automotive term, since I had already mentioned that I'm a mechanic at a local repair shop and that I love building hot rods with my sons. And then I explained that I'm also a trucker and that the term large car actually refers to big rig semi-trucks. That's fascinating, she replied. I never heard of that before. So semi-trucks are large cars, huh? Well, not all semi-trucks are large cars. It's a complimentary term referring to the classiest of the trucks, the ones that would be spec'd out to the owner-operators and customized. My voice droned on far too long as I watched a wave of apathy wash across her face. It occurred to me that she was actually more interested in learning about the origins of a phrase that she'd never heard before than to listen to me go into full nerd mode, rambling on about semi-trucks, talking like a Gen Z, talking about Pokemon. This sent me on a quest to find the definition of a large car. I wanted to know how long the term has been around, and like many things in trucker culture, if there's a deeper meaning than just CB radio slang. Well, there is. I began my detective sleuthing, asking questions of two of the best sources that I could think of. Professionals in the truck show industry, and then you, our loyal readers. Steve Ford is co-owner and editor of LargeCar magazine. When I brought up my idea to him on the subject, he cheerfully wrote back to me, defining what is a large car? Now that's a hot button topic, he said. I've gotten into heated threads on Facebook years ago about that very subject. Lots of strong opinions out there, but I'll give you my best answer. For me, it's an attitude. If you take pride in your truck, it can be considered a large car. Others will tell you that it's big power or big sleepers. The term actually goes back to the 1970s and 80s. I got the name for the magazine from advertisements Vernon Truck Wash used to run in American Trucker magazine. They used to have the large car seal of approval with a picture of a customer's truck. So the term goes way back. Next, I reached out to two photographers that contribute to LCM for their input on the subject. Joe of Red Hill Photography. To me, it's a rig that can stand out in a crowd. Be it modifications, the make, whatever. And when you see it on the road, it stands out. The owner takes pride in it and makes it their own. It's rare, but some plastic trucks can pull it off. Chad Violet owns Chad Violet Photography and also pilots the show rig Against the Wind for Roadworks during show season. Chad wrote, large car is a term from the good old days of outlaw trucking, left lane trucks that were doing the deal, and since those days have become regulated and governed by rules and regulations, it has changed somewhat, but not much. Today's large car is a big truck from the top 3 manufacturers with owner-operator specs, a menacing presence of style and attitude, faster than most trucks, tall pipes, louder. It's an ideology that those were the trucks that the outlaw asphalt cowboys were in control of throughout the years. I spoke with my friend, the Boston trucker Mike Gaffin, for his input. Mike is well known on social media and is a successful YouTuber with decades of experience over the road and now trucking locally. He judges for the Shell Rotella Super Rigs events, among other things, and he had this to say. When a big truck goes down the road, it blows dust off the right shoulder. When a large car goes down the road, it blows dust off both shoulders. Large cars are well-kept trucks with lots of chrome and lights. Their speed is not governed and they usually have a long hood and a big engine. Mike might not be the owner of his company's Kenworth W900L, but it meets all the above criteria that he cited. In fact, Mike comes in on his personal time to clean and polish his company's truck, sometimes multiple hours a week, and he's generated a large following of folks that appreciate the efforts that he puts in. He shares his methods on social media, and the inspiration comes for free. Evan Steger is a dear personal friend of mine. Online, he's known as Metal Polisher 3826, and he's the owner of Evans Detailing and Polishing and Time to Shine products. He's a master polisher, business owner, teacher, YouTuber, podcaster, and most recently, event coordinator for judge truck shows like the Mayberry Truck Show and the Stars, Stripes, and White Lines National Championship at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Evan and his team are the hardest working crew at any truck show that they're at. They have detailed and polished some of the winningest and wildest builds for over 2 decades, and their customers' rigs get the best treatment. With Evan having spent over half his life involved in the working class truck show scene, I asked for his definition of a large car, and here was his reply. Pride and customization is my criteria. Any make or model is fine with me as long as you have pride and customized it. In fact, in 2022, Evan himself built a top-shelf custom Peterbilt cabover for showcasing Time to Shine products at events, proving his own point. Next on my list of heavy hitters was Don Wood of DSD Transport in Denmark, Wisconsin. Builder of such recognizable rigs as High Maintenance, Corporate Funded, and his latest, Corporate Bankroll. Winning awards comes regularly for Don, and he's most proud of presenting the Best of Show 2022 at Matt's and the 75 Chrome Shop Prime Shine Award 2021 and the Stars, Stripes, and White Lines National Championship at Atlanta Motor Speedway 2024. When I asked Don for his definition of a large car, here's what he had to say. Customization and wheelbase definitely help, but in my opinion, the biggest thing is customization in that the owner or the driver putting in their own personal touch to it. It doesn't matter the make or the model if they're proud of it and they customize it to their personality. The final friend I reached out to on my journey was Jeremy Gouge of IMT Transport in Garner, Iowa. IMT has been the family business for 4 generations and has done incredibly well under the leadership of Jeremy and his son Brockway. Known for having one of the sharpest fleets of long hood Kenworths and Peterbilts, every single truck that wears an IMT Transport logo qualifies as being a large car. Working closely with Jason Keeler, Custom Restorations, project builds of vintage A models, 359s, Cummins KTAs, and Cat V8s all at different stages of completion, fill up the main shop. These are hot rod trucks being built by the Gouge family, already accomplished motorcycle and hot rod builders themselves. Jeremy's latest project is an orange A-model Kenworth called the Judge. I absolutely love his answer to defining a large car. Jeremy said, "This is a difficult thing to answer because you can't really define what a large car is, in my opinion. It either is or it isn't. To me, the guy behind it is what makes it a large car. The guy who built it, or the guy who drives it, or a combination of both. You've got some guys that will take anything they can find and slap it on a truck, looking like 6 different trips to Walcott. They have a ton of money in it, and it looks like a gypsy wagon. You've got other guys that put their heart and soul into it, spend very little money, and end up with a large unit. I've seen large cars with basically no chicken lights because they fly under the radar at night. To me, that's more of a large car than something lit up like a Christmas tree going down the road. But to contradict that, I've seen trucks that are lit up and tastefully done that are absolutely large. To me, it's more like what makes a woman beautiful. It's not the dimensions, it's the presentation. It's all about the right curves in the right places. Her confidence walking into a room. I could see an absolute killer machine and lose all respect for it by the way it's being driven through a parking lot, or how it changes lanes in traffic. Just like you could see a really beautiful woman walk into a room with zero confidence. Again, with the presentation. Large car is more theory than it is a definition. Finally, I turned the microphone around on you on the social media platforms, and I asked for your feedback of what makes it a large car. Here's an aggregation of the responses in order of magnitude. Number 1, the driver. Number 2, the make and model of the truck. Number 3, the hood length. Number 4, the wheelbase. Number 5, the power. Number 6, the sleeper size. Now, there were plenty of comments berating aerodynamic trucks and regulations. Many of these were unhelpful, but the biggest takeaway from this entire experiment was the common denominator. The individual behind the wheel. You see, there's a massive difference between a job and a lifestyle. For many individuals in commercial trucking, it's just a job. It's just a paycheck. Maybe a means to an end. But for the few who see trucking as a lifestyle instead of a job, we know that the truck is a reflection of the driver. How the truck is cared for, how it's perceived, and how it's operated, regardless of the name that's on the door or what make and model it is. It doesn't matter if a truck driver is male or female, or the ethnic background, or what clothing or music choices they prefer. Showing pride in your rig is universally cool. In a sea of passionless monotony, the large car trucker strives to present his rig with all the tradition and personality that make it what it is. More than a job. A lifestyle. The large car lifestyle. So there you have it. And again, I truly appreciate each one of my friends that reached out and helped me put this video together. And I also want to thank each one of you that commented on the social media posts that I put up and answered back and helped answer these questions. Hey, if there's something that I missed, if there's something that we forgot, I'd still love to hear from you. You can comment on this video right here. I will see it. I can't answer back to all of them, but I do read the comments here on YouTube. If you'd like to find me on Instagram, I am Flannel_Philip over there on Instagram, and you can DM me. That's usually where I hang out most of the time during the weeks. You can also find me over at LargeCar Magazine. I hang out with Steve Ford over there. So, hey, thank you again so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. I get to do what I love to do because of you guys, and I'm truly grateful. So, thanks for being cool. I'll catch you in the next video, everybody. Peace and grease.